I could foul, and I have seen a couple Vamp teams really employ that, even though their numbers are really precious. It's sort of the same thing as Goblins, though, where they're kind of worth more in getting a more expensive player off the pitch than they are in hanging around to get injured by the other team. High kick is great. We'll move Balderdash in there, see if we can't get more SPP on him. Oh, that's great too. I could give it to a Vamp, but I will keep it with Balderdash so that we can have the Vamps doing more blocky utility stuff. Keep a strong strength 4 cage. Probably shouldn't have followed these up, but too late now. I am going to re-roll that, because I don't want that to happen right now. And, we're going to... You know what? You know what? We are going to foul. We are going to foul. We just need to get some more... Or not. Or not. Luckily, his armor held out. It would be awesome if the only injury was a badly hurt this time around. Especially in this development. Vamps do come packed with regeneration because they are undead beings. I'm certainly not complaining. Yeah, we're gonna get tangled up here. So what I might do is send the Vamps downfield and do some passing. People do build a passing Vamp sometime. Yeah, right now there's right now there's not a whole lot of places to go, since they're kind of outnumbering us. Looks like they shifted a lot towards the right, though. So we do have a chance if we can go more towards the left. So what I am gonna do is send Bullshit downfield with a blitz and go. I do love the ability to either blitz and okay, there's a reroll. And what is it? It's double ones, of course. I love the ability to either move and block or block and move. I think it opens a lot of exciting possibilities and everything. The risky thing, of course, about sending... Oh, okay, there's a second injury. And an MNG, missed next game. The risky thing about sending a vampire downfield, even though the agility and strength is really great for it, is that they wouldn't have a thrall to bite. So if they fell the bloodlust, then they would get sent off and, you know, couldn't score. Of course, they're going to get a block on our ball carrier, a successful one. But luckily the ball is kind of away from a lot of their forces. We are really tangled up, though, and right now, like, a lot of the strength of a vampire team is kind of like an elf team, is being really sneaky and finding ways to get around the bulk of your opponents. I haven't even been utilizing a big part of a vampire team, which is called hypnotic gaze. That makes a player hypnotized, players able to pass through him on their way to doing bigger and better things. So I might... I could try to do that. It would be risky, though. But it might be worth it. Risk reward, here we go. What we're going to do is there's some food. And here's our vamp. I'm not going to re-roll that. Because there's some food. See? Foresight. And succeeds the dodge this time. Luckily, we've only been getting stuns and such from that sort of thing. And I'm also going to get rid of some... That was the wrong square to put them in, but that's okay. It's 5+. That's a 6+. Yeah, we're going to make some 1-die blocks in order to... And a 2-die block, lovely. In order to make this pass a little better. Gonna hopefully keep most of these guys gummed up so that he has to make a lot of rolls. And a 4+ roll with an interception attempt, but luckily it's a... Oh, yeah, I should have done the hypnotic gaze there, but gets through. Wow, that actually worked. Huh. I am going to keep this vampire here to gum up the team. So now we just have to pray that they don't get Bullshit down. Bullshit's been doing pretty well. There's the assist. I assume Cabbage is going to be the one coming for Bullshit. Yeah, so for vamps, what you want to aim for skill ups is Blodge, of course. That makes them a lot more reliable. Some people also believe, there's the POW, believe in Pro, which means that they can re-roll stuff on their own without using team re-rolls, which would mean that they would, there's a K on a vamp. Yeah, this is kind of what our vampires are good at. But with Pro, you could re-roll a Bloodlust roll and hypothetically not fail it, which would mean they would have more freedom in moving around and that sort of thing, and also not hurt their own team. That's part of the reason I was reticent to play vampires, is that you're already playing against an enemy team, so why play a team that fights against itself? More so than ogres or something like that, that can kind of implode, but gets the pickup, of course. But instead, you're really like risking the, your own players by the actions of your own players. I mean, that's not to say that failed dodges and everything don't have the possibility of hurting your players, but more so that vamps are a danger to your own team. So right now, I'm gonna make the risk of doing this without food nearby. But at this point, why not? I'm gonna spend my last reroll, why not? And just pushes. Not bad. Bullshit. Especially since you're the last vampire hanging in there. And it looks like we actually have a 2-die block. Imagine that. And a POW. Imagine that. On Broccoli. I know I'm in the vast minority on this, but I actually like broccoli. It was one of the few vegetables growing up that I would eat. I know that sounds really odd, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I always liked corn, even though it's more of a starch or whatever, but I know broccoli was... Of course, that meant I also don't want to know why he did that little loop, but of course that meant I only ate the tops a lot of the time, and of course a lot of the nutrition is in the stock. Hey, how about that? Hmm. Of course, we have no rerolls now, so that's great. The question is, do we try to do something about the tackle zones, or do we try to pick up into tackle zones? I think the answer is that we try to... we pick up the ball, because that's more important. We're gonna fail miserably, but we pick... you get the idea. But now, instead of being nowhere near the ball, we at least had someone on the ball. Ugh. Such bullshit. Gets the pickup, of course. Oh, no wonder he tried to hand it off in a tackle zone. Did he? He might have been down, but in any case. Okay, just a badly hurt, but that's, what is that, the third one? 2 vamps and a thrall, or... oh, right, KO on another vamp, but two thralls and a vamp. Sounds like a sitcom. Three's Company, or Three's Unholy Company. I don't know. Pitch it to a major corporation, but you heard it here first. Hey, how about that? Okay, so we're gonna have Poppycock come over here and at least touch Olive. We're gonna have Zunes do some crazy stuff, try to take him down, and then Bullshit can try to recover the ball. Alright, Zunes. It's up to you. Great job. Can always pray for skulls. Okay, yeah, you can feel it. Oh, okay. Sorry, Poppycock. You had a good, but a very, very, very short run. But a good run. Right? You did some stuff. Maybe that's just Poppycock, huh? Huh? Yeah, it's all gonna go down from here. Or maybe up. Take your pick. That's the thing about playing odd teams, is that you're much more likely to run into teams like this than you are other odd teams. But what can you do? The thing is that it is all part of Blood Bowl, so if you like Blood Bowl, you can't really complain, because that's the game. And people have tried to make leagues where they disinclude some teams, which I think is a great idea, because that gets people playing different teams. But what that does is make certain teams more powerful than... so it's just like a different power dynamic. So there's always going to be teams that are better than others. Some animals are more equal than others. Some teams are more equal than others. It's just that it depends on what team you like most out of Blood Bowl. And for me, that's some bashy teams, and it's also some less bashy teams. Undead, for me, is my favorite team, because it's a mixture. as your team value gets higher, it gets harder to hang with the more bashy guys. But I'll guess the same thing. But the point is that this game has a lot of different things to offer everybody. If you want a challenge of a ridiculously bad team, then take the challenge of a ridiculously bad if that ridiculously bad team runs into a really good, really bashy team, then that's the game. That's the challenge. That's not the... That's why I feel so bad that I've rage quit a lot in the past instead of seeing games. You know, it's a habit that I've been trying to break, just because it feels like the game becomes not worth it if people don't... if it isn't enjoyable. But it is part of the challenge, and it is part of the emotional investment and ups and downs of it. In any case, I'm starting to babble and get all over the place. Let's take a look at the MVP. It goes to Jinkies, which we didn't see a lot of, but I'm sure Scooby-Doo would be proud. So, a little rough for our first game, but see you guys next time when we add an apothecary. No more deaths. Well, probably plenty of deaths, but you get the idea. Anyway, have...